Hi, guys, and welcome back to the On The Go podcast, the place where aspiring entrepreneurs get the real talk and actionable insights to build the business of their dreams. I'm your host, Shisha, and today's episode is one that I'm especially excited about. Whether you're just about to launch your startup or you've got a business that needs traction, this conversation is going to be absolute gold for you. Today, we're diving into marketing strategies for startups, but not just any strategies, the ones that actually get you seen, get customers, and get sales, all without the overwhelm. Joining me is a powerhouse guest, a business launch and sales automation strategist who's helped absolute tons of entrepreneurs move from just launched to profitable and growing. Please welcome Teecee Okore. Teecee, thank you so much for agreeing, saying yes to On The Go podcast. I am really pleased. You are the one person. I had this marketing questions, and you are the one person, honest to God, that I thought I need Teecee on my show, because since that, you remember that time we did an Instagram live? It was
Yeah.
so much fun, and I had so much fun. I thought, you are the only one I want to discuss, just asking you questions about marketing because of your background, where you've come from, and what you're doing. A lot of our listeners are just a lot of them are getting started, either with an idea or an early stage. So, what's the biggest mindset? What would you say is the biggest mindset shift a new entrepreneur needs to make when it comes to marketing?
You see, with marketing, personally, this is what I believe. Understanding that your strategy, your plan, what you do is unique. Understanding that it's really all about the customer. Understanding that it's about what they want, how they want it.
Mm,
Understanding that the market don't personalize the market, right? I mean, don't take things too personal.
mm.
When we
Oh, yeah.
market, we don't market based on our emotions. So many startups actually market based on what they think the audience wants, what their customers want.
Okay.
And so for me, understand that the market needs you, your time, your energy, your resources.
Hmm.
Marketing is the most important thing in your business. One
Mm.
of the most, right? That's one thing you need to make available at every stage in your business. Now when you're going to get started, you need marketing. You might not
Mm.
necessarily need sales later. You might not need sales at the very beginning, but you need marketing.
Marketing. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
why do I say you might not
Yeah.
necessarily need sales at the very beginning? Marketing tells you so much about yourself and your audience. And for
Okay.
me, one biggest mindset shift I would recommend is that you don't think you can do it on your own unless you are a marketing expert.
Hmm. Yeah.
If you are starting out, don't just think that you can do marketing on your own
Mm.
unless you are that's your expertise.
Mm.
And one thing I've even noticed is that even in your expertise, sometimes you cannot even do your own business
Your own,
because it takes
because it's
somebody
so
else's to
personal.
see your own.
Yes.
Right? I mean, it's easier
Yeah.
said than done. Yes, I'm an expert. I get you. But your own business, you know when you can help others, but you can't help yourself.
You can't.
It's
Do you know
normal.
what? That is so true.
I
That is
mean,
so
it's so
true.
normal. Some people feel shy about it and be like, oh no, I can't. No, 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 no.
Mm.
Haven't you heard when they say, when you say doctors who help maybe women have babies and all of that, but they do not even have babies at home.
Mm.
Why? They
Mm.
can help their wives,
Yeah.
can't they?
Yeah.
They can help themselves, right?
Yeah.
It's just that way. It's life.
Mm.
Sometimes people ask me, why do I always tally everything to life? Because I'm like, business entrepreneurship is living. It's a
It's
life. It's our everyday activity. You just need to
Yeah.
see through it. So with
Yeah.
marketing, personally, I would say know that you can't do it alone. Understand that with marketing needs a level of budgeting, investment, be it time, energy, money. For every startup, if you really want to take off, you need to budget those three things. Now, the level at which each of these three things will take is
Mm.
dependent on what you're able to put down. But these three things, you should be ready to invest when it comes down to marketing, right? Now, another shift I would say is that with marketing, also know that I said it earlier, it's not about you. It's not about you. It's
Good.
about
Okay, good
the
stuff.
people.
Yeah.
People think that when I market, I mean, people think that the end point, the short term goal for every marketing strategy is necessarily sales. No, marketing, that's not marketing. Marketing is understand your audience so you can use that information to help to speak in a language that they understand so you can
Mm.
get them to take favorable decisions, actions, which
Yeah.
is eventually sales, right?
Yeah.
But
It's a
some of
journey,
us want
isn't
to
it?
jump. We want to jump the gun and then we want to sales, sharp,
Yeah.
sharp. You don't even know what these people want. You don't even know
Yes.
how they think.
Yes.
You don't even know what they feel. You don't even know if they want what you have.
Mm.
But when you incorporate a certain level of marketing strategy, you can drill into their minds, read their behaviors, understand them, and then use that information in selling to them.
Mm.
That's why a properly done marketing campaign leads to sales, but not necessarily is the initial end goal. The initial end goal is your information, what they want, how they want it, where they want it, how you should
Mm.
position, how you should move yourself. Oh no, you're not standing this way, stand like this. you know. Then it gives
Yeah.
you all of those information, break it down. Now you take those and then you put it into your product, your services, package it the way you want it, and then you push it out.
Mm.
That's why I love launches, right? Because when you have your launch strategy, you incorporate all of these things. So as you put in with your launch strategy, you have like your marketing campaign and all of that. Now you
Mm.
use that information in then refining your product and your service, and then push it out to the people who want it, when they want it, how they want it. Now it's the
Mm.
same thing, but just making sure that it aligns with your target audience.
Mm.
So that's it.
Oh, I like that. Oh, I really
But
like
some
that.
people just feel that, oh, I'm going to pay I'm going to pay somebody to do my marketing. And tomorrow I'm going to get 1 billion clients. Not
Mm.
necessarily. Because that marketing, if you're not able to use the information you get efficiently, you might not necessarily get the sales you want.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's
So
true.
I really need us to, move our minds. I mean, it's essential, it's very important at every stage, at the beginning stage. Personally, if you're just starting business, I would say start a marketing campaign. Let's see what the audience wants. Let's see what your people want, your ideal client, right?
Mm.
Let's understand them better. Push out that
Mm.
campaign. Push out a test launch. Let's know what they're
Mm.
thinking, how they're thinking. Now we use that when we get those information, when we get those feedback, when we get those testimonials, then we get all of those
Mm.
things. We then say, boom, we know what we're going to sell. And in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we push it out. And these folks, now we're pushing out to the people who are ready. Now, when you push it out to the people who are ready, you see that they buy. It's so easy.
Yeah.
And that's why
Yeah.
sometimes when I tell people it's very easy to make money, they think I'm joking. But it's as much as it's very easy to make money, it's also very easy for you not to make money.
For
And
you
you
not
spend
to make
so
money.
much money and you
Yeah.
make nothing.
Yeah. That's actually true. Oh, I
That's
like
it.
that. Oh, I like that. Oh, I know you guys that are watching, you're taking notes because even me, I am taking notes. But I like that. Okay, so what are some foundational steps that you'd recommend a startup take before they even think about marketing? whether it's branding, whether it's, ideal customer clarity. So what are the steps that you would sort of suggest that they take before they even start thinking about marketing?
Um, so first things first, I'm always very big on structure. Now, if you live in a tax progressive country,
Mm,
it's important that you understand that when your idea becomes an idea, right,
mm, mm,
legalize it. Put a
mm,
legal structure to it, right?
mm,
Register it, have a simple business plan, right? Put up all of these things because what you don't know is that even before your business starts to make money for you, you can still
mm,
get money off the government. There's something
mm,
called tax refund, right? And then you can always get that using your company without necessarily generating money directly from your company.
mm,
Now, these are just little things that I know several people do not know. And some people be
mm,
like, oh, no, I'm going to. You want to register your business, you want to put that legal structure to it so you don't miss out opportunities first, right?
mm,
Have all of
mm,
that, put your, bank these days, whatever, LTD, LLC, whatever it is, whichever one you like, just put a structure to it, legalize it. Now make it a
mm,
business, make it your own, make that idea yours,
mm,
right? Now, once we do that, we can then say, have a business plan. Yeah, we already talked about business plan.
mm,
Because I would say that a business plan will help you. Business plan, that's why I always say, I mean, have a business advisory. We have ideas. We are expert at what we're doing. I know, I get it. You're good at what you do. I know.
yes,
I'm not saying you're not. But there's certain people who are their job is to literally guide you so you don't make mistakes.
mistakes.
You see, there's several mistakes that can either help you grow or
Mm,
also help you get stuck.
mm,
And you would find yourself moving in the same you just go like this, going in circles. You just keep going in circles. You're not moving forward. Like you think you're moving forward, but you don't know you're pushing like 10 steps backward. That's why it's important. Unless even if you're a business coach and you're starting your business, get a business coach because a business coach has a business coach. I do have a mentor,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
right?
exactly,
So get
exactly.
support before
Yeah.
you're marketing because you want to market. What do you know you want to market? You don't even have a plan. You don't have not what you want. What do you want? What do you know you want to tell people? Who do you know you
Mm,
want to talk to? Because you
mm,
need obviously your ideal client's profile. You need to know who you're going to speak to, right?
yeah,
You want to know
yeah,
what you want to say to them. All of those things obviously will be in your business plan.
absolutely.
And I'm not talking about 50 pages, 100 pages. A
Yeah,
simple one
yeah,
page business plan
yeah.
does a lot. Like
Summarize
it will
things. Yeah,
transform your business.
yeah.
So those are the things I would say first before you even start to say,
Start
I
thinking
want
about.
to.
No, that's good. No, that's really good. So, okay, so in your experience, what are the three top marketing mistakes that you've seen new entrepreneurs make? I feel as if I know what you're going to, some of what you're going to say, but
No, I
tell me,
mean,
what's your top three?
you literally putting me on the spot here because I mean there are plenty of them. It'd be like three. So
There are
what,
very
what,
many.
what am I going to say? Like the top? Okay, hold on. Let me see. Going from what I see people do,
Mm,
top three mistakes. With marketing, you start your business, and then the first
mm,
thing on your mind is to go leverage paid marketing strategies. I see that a whole lot. Why? Because
mm,
we're trying to run away from doing the work. I say that not because of assumption, but most of the time, the people that I see, you just start. And the first thing you think you want to do, because why? You don't want to do the work needed.
mm.
As a new business owner, you should be ready to do the work.
Oh yeah,
See,
absolutely.
every business owner even if you go to if you research on huge founders, organizations that are really huge, their founders, you see that even till date, they're still working.
Yeah.
They're still going on meetings, midnight meetings, doing all of this work. They're still putting in the work, but they're doing it high level because they have
Yeah.
other people doing the low. But you see, those big, huge deals that literally blow the internet off, they are the ones setting it up. They're
Mm.
still working. Why do you think they
Mm.
travel from here to here? Now, if all of these people are doing all of these things, who are you not to put in the work in your business?
Mm. Mm.
And so, because we want to run away from what is necessary,
We
we
want the
want to run
soft
away.
life.
We want to run away from getting the right support. Because,
Yeah.
yeah, so many of us will be like, I can do it myself. I'm not saying you can't do it yourself, but as long as you're open to making mistakes that will help you get you stuck for a good number of years, I mean, that's fine, right? It's
Mm.
important that you know that for me personally, I would say don't start with paid marketing yet, because with paid marketing, mistakes that I have seen, so many of us do not even know who we are marketing to, and you're pushing in huge dollar funds. I mean,
Yeah, it's
it
just a waste of money, isn't it? It
so
really
is,
is.
because you don't even know who you, and it will. I would advise you and recommend that you
Mm.
invest that in maybe a consultant or a mentor or a coach that will tell
Mm.
you what to do, how to do it first before you
Mm.
start to do that. Because until you know your people, you understand your people. Personally, I would say don't even do paid ads yet.
Mm.
There's
That's
certain things
good.
you need to do the research, do all of that. So one mistake that I see is this route that we keep taking because we're running away from doing the work. Another mistake that I would say, there's so many of them, but another mistake that I would say is that we want to follow the crowd, right? We want to do what everybody else is doing when it comes down to marketing. But one thing personally I have understood is that I wouldn't market like you. I wouldn't even expect you to market like me,
Mm.
because I am different. My vision is different. My goals are different. You see,
Yeah.
I show you that my evil ideal client is different from you. Might be doing the same thing, but it's all different. I
Yeah.
remember there's
That's
a
true.
time that this lady, she reached out to me and she's like, what, TC, I love your flow, and blah, blah, blah. I wanted us to do a certain series together. And I looked at her and said, do you have what it takes to do this? I mean, I'm fine. I could do the lies, I could do all of that because it comes to me naturally.
Mm.
Can you do it? Do you have the energy to do all of these things? And she's like, and in my head, I'm like, you think you can do it because
Yeah, because you do quite.
I,
Even I thought, oh my word, the lives you do lives nearly every day. You do a lot of
I said,
Instagram lives.
I said to her, I said, don't do this. Don't do this.
Mm.
And then she's like, no, no. Trust me, she didn't last for like a week, like a month, no, to be exact. She didn't last because she started giving excuses, and I do not like excuses. If you say you're going to do this, let's do it, right? Let's do it.
Mm.
And so she started giving excuses, and I called her up. I said, listen, I already knew that this is not your way. Do you? If you
Mm.
need me to design a strategy that works best for you, I will do it
Yeah,
complimentary. But
yeah,
don't try to want to do what I do,
yeah. And you will
because it's not
attract
going to
the
work.
ones that are for you.
Do you
Yeah.
market you, because your audience, they want to work with you.
Mm.
See, if
That's
you
true.
leverage a marketing strategy that do not align with you as an individual, your
Mm.
vision as a brand, you would
Mm.
find yourself attracting the wrong people.
Yeah, that is actually. I can attest to that. That is very true.
So one other mistake I would say is that we want to copy somebody else. We want to do
Yeah,
what the person's. Do you?
yeah.
Marketing these days is soft. Soft. If you realize that this is if you realize this is not it. See, Be be
You just
open.
remind me of my mother, when she say the younger generation, what do you children know? You don't, you children don't know. That was just that picture I had.
Okay.
Oh my God, that's
But
so
that's the thing. I would. That's one thing I would say, right?
yeah.
Do you marketing when done right most
Mm,
times comes from the place of
mm,
personalization.
mm,
Comes from the place of what aligns with you, especially for if you're just starting, right? You wouldn't get overwhelmed. See, if you do like Basbos, enter into the scene. I'm telling you, the thing, it would backfire and then you get overwhelmed. You
yeah.
can't keep up. Remember,
Yeah.
with marketing, it's consistency.
It is.
It's not about oh, we're doing it. No, it's about how long you get to do it in the same vibe,
Mm,
right? If you don't
yeah.
do it, it would, the whole thing you've been bringing up, it just become a waste.
We just, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's keep the flow, do you
Yeah.
from you, right? Create a strategy that aligns with you, not aligns with me or aligns with Shisha, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you would see that it would work
Yeah.
out and you will grow on that whole, you would grow.
Yeah.
Another mistake, I think I already mentioned it. I said there are a lot of mistakes, but another mistake, especially for people who are just starting,
Mm,
is the fact that we do not know we need what I call market research.
mm,
Now, before you go into that marketing, research on the people you want to sell to. You research
mm,
on people you want to work with you. Find out. Do the legwork. Do the
mm,
whatever work. Do research. Go in depth. And when I said research, I don't necessarily mean another person's. Even do you research on you.
mm.
Find out who exactly am I. Remember, I said entrepreneurship is personally I believe that entrepreneurship is spiritual. I believe it is personal. Like I believe that it is you, right? It's living. It has this whole spirit in it because
Mm,
it has this whole energy, right? Now you want to understand who you are. Do you really want to do this? So, with your marketing, find out who you are first. Find out what are the things that are going to maybe put a level of hindrance to your flow.
yeah.
Research on you. Figure out you, right? One
Mm,
side. That's one side of the research, which I know we don't really talk about online. But that's one
yeah.
side of research you need to do.
Yeah.
It's very
You find your
essential.
weaknesses and your strengths, and yeah.
Strengths, your
True.
weaknesses as an individual. Sometimes I go extended and I say, okay, you know what? When I tell my clients, I'll be like, hey, after finding out your weaknesses, your strength, also find out the weaknesses and the strengths of the people who have direct impact to your success.
Mm,
People whose lives can affect your life. Find out. Put that, check it.
that is
So
true.
you know where you're going to put boundaries. So you know when you start to put the gap. So you know how you do the corner.
That is true
Because what we
because it
do
does
from the
affect,
start.
it affects your success whether you like it or not.
Some of
Yeah.
us don't want to agree,
Yeah, it
but that's the
does.
truth. You are. I know you know this. Like when we understand that the people we hang around with, the people we listen to, you think it's your friends. You start with the people inside,
Yeah.
who you
Yeah.
get on the call with, who you listen to all of the negative things.
Mm, yeah.
If it's your spouse, if it's your this, if it's your partner, if it's your siblings, if it's your parents, every
Yeah.
single all of that, know that, identify it. Because you
Mm,
see, when you start your marketing, you don't need no negative vibe. You don't need no bad blood energy because you are
yeah.
like in it. So you don't want to attract those things because marketing for me, I believe that marketing is energetic and people can feel the vibe with your marketing.
Yeah.
So let
Mm,
us make it clean, especially if you're just starting, and
mm,
especially if you're just doing it, you're just starting on your own. It's not like you have like a full blown. boom, boom, boom,
Team
like it's
around you.
just you
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
making the decisions.
Yeah. No, that's really, really good. Thank you.
Trust me, this is not your typical mistake that you see online. I was intentional about it because I know
Yeah.
your people be like, you want to, nah, you will find
I
this one
know,
over
I know.
there.
I like what you've done. It's a lot to no. It's deep. It's not. It's definitely not surface. You haven't from the start, TC. You haven't been surface. It's definitely been deep. Even it really has got me thinking. No, I like what you've said. I like what you've said. Yeah, I really do. Even I'm thinking about it. Okay, next question. People say, look, I don't have an audience. I don't have any email list. I don't have any budget. What's the first marketing move that you'd recommend that they make?
I don't have no list. I don't have no budget. I
I
don't
haven't got
have
any audience.
no audience.
Yes.
But you have your mouth. You have something. There's no way you're not gonna have anything, right? I mean, you have your
I
mouth.
like you.
you, you have your mouth. You have your legs. I'm sure you do have a phone. You
Yeah.
have computer.
Yes.
Check it. There's so many things you have.
Mm.
How about we start with traditional marketing? How about we remember that it's very easy for you to walk to your neighbor's door and say, "Hi, my name is this, and I do this and this and this. If you need my service, I'm available, or if you have anybody, can you please refer them to me?" Or you take yourself, do your makeup look fine, hop into a networking event and
Mm.
introduce yourself to the next person.
Mm.
You start from there. Now, one thing I've realized is that when it comes down to business, you always have something. You're not handicapped. There's always something you can use. Now, so many people, startups, people who's just getting started, I get people who say to me, "But I don't have nothing." And I'm like, "No, you do. You do. Why do you say you don't? You have so much. You're
Mm.
just not using what you have." Now, for me, I would say start with the known to the unknown. Start with what you have to what you need. So, take for example, you don't have no audience. That's an
Mm.
example. How do we solve that? Research on people who have the kind of audience that you want. They might not
Mm.
necessarily be a competition. Personally, we will say don't even go to competition. Go to complementing
Mm. Yeah,
business owners.
that's good.
Have a chat with them. People would always connect with people who have value.
Yes.
Yes, certain things can be very selfish, and then people, obviously, you say, "Oh, people don't," yeah, but people would always want you if you have something to offer them.
Mm.
Now, think about using other people's audience to build your own community.
Yeah, that's good.
So you see that way, you don't need to cry, "I don't have a community." You use other people's community, you get
Yeah.
clients from their community, and you use their communities to build your own
To
community.
build your own community.
That's that
Yeah,
part.
that's that
Okay,
part.
I don't have budget, I don't have money, I don't have this, you don't have that. It's okay. I agree. But you have time, you have energy.
Mm.
We can start with that.
Mm.
Have you heard of the fact that you can use other people's money to make money?
Mm.
So, how about you take advantage of your time, your energy, get people who you can work with, give them that because you need to give something in return.
Oh yes,
There is
absolutely.
no free nothing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Whether we agree or not, there is no free lunch. You need to give something in return, whether
Yeah.
your time or your energy.
Mm.
So, what are you ready to give in return? Now,
That's the
we figure
question.
that
Yeah.
out and then we reach out. Okay? Now, you
Mm.
can reach out to people who want to work with you. Start with a lower, just to attract them. Do something. Especially if you're a service provider, it's very easy. Very easy. Do that. Provide that service. They will pay you, right? Because remember, you've started to leverage other people's audience. So you start to do, I know you're clueless. Oh, I need support. That's not good job. Makes money small, right? Now, you can also This is something that I know so many experts do not want to hear, but let me tell you, your experts that you're busy stalking on social media has a 9 to 5.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And they come outside and be like, don't do this one. Don't do. Please, who's giving them money? Who will pay them this money?
Exactly. Exactly. Oh
And
yeah. I believe in multiple streams. It plus
as
your nine to
long as
five.
you can balance every single thing, girl,
Absolutely.
there is no don't do
Absolutely.
this. Do everything. See, it's money we are talking. Do it.
Absolutely.
It doesn't take. See, the only reason why I would say don't do a 9 to 5 if you can is if
Mm.
whatever place you're working is affecting you mentally and it's not giving you
That
space
is
to
not.
be your
Oh
true
yeah.
self.
Yeah.
Then I would
Yeah.
say, okay, you know what, take a step back.
Mm.
But you need to pay your bills. So you go get a
Right.
job.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah. Are you going to be hungry? You see, in this business line, people naturally don't want to come to you if they feel like you're hungry because they'll feel like, oh, is it my money you want to you know, there's a level you get. You need to be
Mm.
mentally stable for you to be able to market and talk to
Mm.
people about your offers.
Mm.
So you can't be hungry and talk to people about your offers. Gone are those days, those years that they would tell you, I would wear this. Listen, you have to show up. Show up. How you need.
Exactly.
I'm telling you. So if
Exactly.
you need to go get a job, that is one
Go get a
smart
job.
thing to do. It's
Yeah.
okay. It's fine. Go get the job,
Absolutely.
use it to fund your business.
Exactly. I really believe that. I really believe
So
that.
you see, we solved that problem of budget. We solved the
Yeah.
problem of audience. What other
Yeah.
what other problem?
And which is no list, but then we've
I
solved that
mean, it's
problem.
the same thing
It's
because if you have the
the same
audience, you
thing.
have
No
to solve your
audiences. Yeah.
list.
We've solved that problem.
So you see,
No, that's good. That's. I love this. Is because it's practical. Every single answer you've given has been practical. So keep giving. I love it. I love it. Okay.
you're welcome.
So organic marketing versus paid ads. When is it time for each? And how would you guide new business owners through that decision?
So we're going to talk about in terms of new businesses first.
Yes.
So you want to start with organic because your organic marketing would help you understand these two areas, like I said, yourself and your
Mm,
audience,
mm,
right? Because
mm,
sometimes we think that setting traffic generator is what is good for our business, but that's not it.
mm.
Sometimes some people will say, "Oh, Instagram is where you get customers," but once you do
I
your
don't know.
marketing right, you realize that
I don't
maybe
think
Google
so.
Business is where your customers are coming from. You might realize that oh, maybe it's LinkedIn. That's where my customers, my paid customers, are coming from.
Mm, mm,
You get it?
yeah.
But if you rush into pushing in paid ads, what you're giving is what you get because
Mm,
you are disturbing the algorithm for no reason,
mm,
attracting the wrong people to yourself.
mm,
Now, with you, we see when it comes down to paid marketing, when done right, you need to plot a level of, how would I say, level of graph. How do I mean?
mm,
You need to figure out your targets, okay? You need to figure out who their interests, all of those things, you will plot it.
mm,
Okay, where do I want to put this? Where did all these things, you will plot all of them. Now,
mm,
what do you
mm.
know you're plotting when you don't even know these people?
That's true.
So many people spend so much money on Facebook ads, especially, and all they're getting is likes and comments.
And comments
I've
and not
noticed. But those likes, those comments, who are they?
even the
Who is that?
followers. You just don't even. You don't. Who
You
are? You're
just you
right.
just
Who are they?
massaging your ego. What are
Yeah.
you? Are
Yeah.
you a ego carrier or a business person? What are you? No,
Yeah.
let's understand what we
It
are.
means nothing really. It
It
really
doesn't, it
does
doesn't mean
mean
nothing.
anything if you don't get that your tribe. If you don't get if people aren't going to buy if they don't even become warm customers or warm leads. Do you know what I mean? It means nothing.
Personally, I would say that if you want a good paid marketing strategy, you target your warm leads. And your warm leads are from your organic marketing.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you want to get good results from your paid marketing, you target your warm leads. That way you're able to get good conversion.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's really good. So for a brand new business, how important is storytelling in marketing? And how can new people, like, new business owners, how can they start telling their story in a way that actually resonates with potential customers?
Now that we know who these people are,
Mm,
now that we know who you are and your story, you see, you just need to help people see. Now, this is the thing with storytelling for business. It's not,
mm,
storytelling for business is different from storytelling for, I just want people to follow me and like my post. No. You see, when it comes down to storytelling for business, you want to get people to see where they are,
mm.
where they're coming from, and where they want to be
Like where they
in
want
a
to go, yeah.
single post.
Mm,
And how do you want to do it? By humanizing their entire experience.
mm,
Now, you can use your own story, other people's story. You see, with storytelling, people want to see themselves in your words.
yeah.
People want to feel like, this thing hits me. Yeah, I'm Nigerian. I'm sure you all know
Yeah,
that, right?
of course. Yeah, it's sweet. I like
So
the way
people
you
want to be like, no, this hits in that I just
that
hits
it's
that.
talking. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you're talking to me.
Yes.
And that's the way storytelling is. Sometimes people think that, see, storytelling is the same thing when you have like films. Do you think that all the movies that are being, all the movies that come out, like it's somebody's exact life? No. But maybe somebody somewhere have passed through it.
Mm,
So you see, there are different dimensions with storytelling. And the good part about storytelling is that you can tell your story whichever way you choose to tell your story. Just ensure that your story has what I call a hook.
yeah.
It has value and it has a call to action.
Mm,
Now that is storytelling for business.
mm,
Because if you're going to be telling somebody a story so that they can see themselves in that picture, you can't just get people in the mood and then you just keep them there. No. When you take them, they need to get to a point, right? And when they get to the point, what do? So many of
they have
us
to
tell
make,
on
they have to make a decision. A call to action, isn't it?
right.
You
So
have
if
to,
your story
yeah.
is not giving them that vibe of this is where you're coming from, right?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
where you are now, and
You are.
this is where you can be now.
Mm,
Take this action. That you've not done nothing.
mm,
You've just made
I know.
oh like
There's no
like
landing.
move
They
on.
have to land
They need
somewhere.
to not.
Yeah.
That's the truth. They need
They
to.
have
There
to.
needs to be a landing point.
Yeah.
They need to be able to make a
Yeah.
decision. Now, your
Yeah.
story needs to help them make that
Yeah.
decision.
Yeah.
We talk about storytelling a whole lot, but I know that so many businesses will be like, I am telling story, and then you think that storytelling is necessarily about go show your closet how messy it is. No, that's not storytelling. Because if you're going to show me your messy closet, what does that have to do with me?
What does that have to do with
Okay,
what
but you
you
need to align it. You
with
need to have to do
seven?
something like, I mean, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, oh, all right,
Yeah. It has
okay.
to be relevant to, yeah.
So what do I do next with it?
Mm,
You need to tell me.
mm,
So that's it.
mm.
That's storytelling for business because it's different. When we talk about
Or
emotional marketing,
connection.
that's where
Yeah.
storytelling comes in.
Yeah.
Emotional marketing. I mean, I feel like that's the wave of marketing right now.
It is
Emotional marketing.
emotional
But
marketing.
emotional marketing doesn't necessarily mean because sometimes Our personal stories are very boring. So many of us have boring life.
Yes, yes. That's why we
So
like Instagram. That's why we like social media because we think everyone's life is exciting, but no, it's just a
our lives are very
tiny
boring. So does it
snippet.
mean that you can tell a story? No,
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
mean that you can tell a story. Because
Mm.
you need to have this emotional connection with your audience. Now that's what storytelling is for
Yeah.
business.
So I think one of the things that I think that entrepreneurs, the new entrepreneurs especially, they sort of battle with, if I can use that word, is that even with storytelling, is the constant social media. Because social media has been sometimes I feel as if a blessing and a curse in terms of business.
Yep.
A blessing because the accessibility, you can just meet people everywhere and get clients for wherever you are in no matter the country. Do you know what I mean? But it also means that it's like a hungry beast that never gets fed. And they feel as if it's a constant. They have to keep putting things out just to potentially get their customers to see their post. So what would you say to sort of people who are new entrepreneurs in the first maybe 2-3 years of their business that are struggling with just that constant that feeling as if they have to constantly put stuff on social media, especially when maybe they have different responsibilities, they have a job, they have a family, and sometimes they feel I don't have my life isn't that interesting to constantly have that content being put on social media. So what would your advice be?
I would say pause and let's talk about it.
Mm,
Now you've paused. Let's talk about it. First thing first, I feel like you feel overwhelmed by the talking, right? So now I feel like you feel overwhelmed with the constant push. And that is because it's not coming natural to you.
mm,
That is because you're trying to do something that does not align with you. You're trying to
mm,
create content that do not align with you. You don't
mm,
have a strategy. You don't have a plan. You're just
mm,
moving in the momentum that you feel every. See, the thing about marketing, sales, and business,
mm,
it's not just consistency. It's consistently doing the right things at the pace you're doing it.
mm. Oh, I like that.
Some people would think consistency is post 1 billion times a day. That's not consistency.
Mm,
Because can you keep up after 6 months?
mm,
Now that's consistency. Now, for you to be able to establish that consistency, you need a strategy. You need a plan. Now, your
mm,
plan is not just plan for because everybody has a strategy, everybody has no. It's so
mm,
that you can incorporate what fits you.
mm,
So, for example, if you keep pushing out posts that has to do, some people, to be honest, some people do well with long form content.
yes.
Some people do well with short form content. Now, if you do well with long form content and you see your friend is doing short form content, now instead of you to figure out how to be smart about your long form content, you decide that you would leave
Oh,
that
yeah.
strength of yours and go to your
And go
weakness. You will
to
get
someone
stuck
else's
and
strength. Yeah.
overwhelmed.
Mm,
Now, that consistency you would not have. Now, instead
yeah.
of you to then figure out how can I get smart about this? So, for example, you say, okay, short form content is doing well, right?
Mm,
But your thing is long form content. If I were you, this is what I'm going to do, for example. I'm going to leverage short form platforms, right? Now, my content, which is long form, I would use AI or use something to break it down automatically and then push
mm.
it out to those shots without stressing myself.
Without stressing yourself.
Because
Yeah.
all of this, I will set it up and I'll go and sleep.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's
And
good.
I will just focus on my focus, which is where my energy is.
Mm,
So, for example, if you're good with writing
mm.
and you know that the camera is not for you, madam, mister, what exactly are you doing? Do you know how much people make just from writing?
Oh,
Do you
yes.
know
Oh,
that
yes.
if you use LinkedIn, your LinkedIn article and newsletter helps you get on Google ranking faster than even the videos. That the videos are good, don't get me
But
wrong, but those
mm,
articles, and see, even the people you start to connect with will start to align with who you are.
yeah, yeah, that's true.
And so now it would no longer be overwhelming. You see, your long form content, which is maybe an article or newsletter, you can just plug it into AI
Mm,
and you go and sleep. AI will post it. Now, that way, we are no longer thinking overwhelm for
mm,
consistency. We are thinking working smart for
yeah,
consistency.
yeah.
Now, instead of you, if you're not good with like facing the camera every now and then, you do your thing. You do your recording. You get your tool. It's going to divide it in bits and bits. You schedule it, and boom, it sends it
Mm,
at the particular time. You go and sleep. You don't have to keep creating content every single day.
mm,
Now, if your thing is, oh, I record something, don't be like me. Personally, for me, I can just record something and I post it. That's me. And you'll be there, you'll still be thinking of what to write. I've already written caption. Boom,
mm,
I've posted it. Now it is nothing to me. I could consistently do even when I'm sleeping. I just think about it, if you go to my Facebook page, I do that a whole lot. I just post something. Whether it annoys you, doesn't annoy you, what's my business? I've posted it, I've slept.
oh, I
Now,
like that so
that's
much. Yeah,
me, right?
yeah,
But you
yeah.
want to figure out you so you don't get
What's
overwhelmed, because if
yeah?
you're not consistent, then every effort you've been putting in then
It's
becomes a waste.
wasted. To be honest, yeah,
So
it's wasted. Yeah.
key into your strengths
Mm,
and then work smart around your strength. That
yeah,
way you don't have to. And listen, if you have a strategy, I promise you, you don't necessarily need to post every single day.
yeah.
If your people understand that this lady just posts 3 times a day, make sure that that 3 times you're posting is
Very
mad.
impactful.
Like the content, like it's the value is like,
Crazy
even the
value.
SEO is like, oh, the algorithm is like boom, boom, pushing out your
Mm,
content. Why? Because that one post is
mm,
that's it for your audience. So when your
yeah,
people come to your page, it's value, it's
yeah,
engaging, it hits them,
yeah. No, it's
and
really
you
good.
focus on your strength. You see, that way you
I
will
like
realize that you're showing up without shutting down yourself.
that. Mm,
That's it.
yeah, that's really good. I like that. I really like that. You're giving gems, girl. You're giving gems. Guys, that's a wrap for today's episode. But guess what? We're just getting started. If you've been taking notes and feeling inspired, you're going to love what's coming next. This conversation with Teecee was so good that we had to turn it into a two-part series. So next week, we're diving even deeper into the heart of growing your business. We'll chat about things like how to create real customer connection, smart content strategies that build trust, sales automation strategies that save you time and scale your business without burning you out. Make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss it. And if this episode lit a fire in you, share it with a friend who's also building something big. Guys, thanks again for tuning in. I'm Shisha, and I'll see you back here next week for part 2 of the marketing strategies for startups. Until then, keep showing up, stay curious, and remember, your business deserves to be seen. Have a great day. Bye.